Hello. In this lesson we will work one position from the game Magnus Carlsen. Magnus was white here and Yangyi, he was black, and let's see what happened here. So first, always what I told you is divide the board and try to see what could happen on the king side, what could happen on the queen side. So let's see where black should play here. On the queen side we can see already that white has some advantage because he has 3 and 2, so we don't want to play there, so we can leave that side. We don't want to play there. On the king side, what we can see? We can see that white king is more exposed to attack. And our king is, for now, he's not safe because white can try with some checks on f7. But we have double pawns. In this case, in this type of position, that could be so important for black. Because he can put the king on h7 when the pawn is, on, of course, on h6. And then he's so in good position, nobody can check him, and then we can just focus on attack. So what we can learn from this lesson? First, if we know that the enemy king is exposed to attack and our king is not, that means that we can be active and our opponent can't be active. For him is totally opposite, he must be passive. So what we can do here if we exchange the pieces? So for example, if we play here rook f8, that is losing move. Why? Because I will show you that. So, for example, we can play rook f8, he will trade, we will trade, and end game, pawn end game is losing for black. Why? Because white has 3 on 2. So I can show you some moves here, what can happen in the future. So both sides will bring first the king in the center because this is important, and then black will stop because he can't organize any attack or to create some pass pawn on the king side. So it's in endgame it's so important to create for yourself pass pawn. This pawn will mobile enemy king, he must go there and to protect that pawn from promotion. For that time you can just go with your king and to collect other pawns on the board. So after h5 the problem for black is that white won't capture here and then to double your pawns. So without that you can't create pass pawn. You can take, but he will take. If you pass, nothing still. So white will do his job here. He will push the pawns. In some moment he will create pass pawn and black king must stay there to protect that. For that time white can just enter and to collect the pawns, and then he will create pass pawn on the other side. So eventually he will win the game because of that. Okay, so let's back now to our game, and first move here is h6. Okay, I will explain you now why h6 is so important for black. So, idea with h6 is to not trade our pieces. We don't want to trade, because if we simplify position a little bit more, if we trade the rooks or if we trade the queens, then white is better. Why? Because he has 3 on 2 on the queen side. Without that, if we have the rook and the queen in the game, then we can attack the enemy king. So important thing. So white is forced to be passive here because of his king. His king is exposed to attack. So the queen and I don't think so about pawns, because the pawns can't protect the king. But the rook and the queen can protect the king. So they must stay there on his side and to protect space next to the king, so nobody can attack, or at least that is what white is hoping, that nobody can attack the king. That is why it's so important for us, I mean for black, to play here h6 and then king h7. He wants to escape with the king to be completely sure that nobody can attack the king, and then he will try to push to put his pieces on some active squares and to attack the enemy king. Okay, let's see how this game goes. Then queen e4. Okay, Magnus creates double threat, so we have a move how to protect that. So queen b6. And then queen e2. Now again we can see that white is forced to play some passive moves here, and this is what he will do for the rest of the game because of the king. Okay, rook d8 developing move. We need to put the rook on some active square, and also we are avoiding to exchange the pieces. Then king g2, we play king h7, perfect position for our king, and then rook f3. Now we will start with our idea, because we finish with our job on our side, so we will think how to attack. So queen c6 first, because we want to take e file, or we will see something we need. Also we pin the rook at the moment. king g1 to unpin the rook, then rook d6. Rook d6, multiply good move, because in some moment we will take some of enemy squares on his side. So rook e6, then maybe queen e8, and we can put our rook on first or second rank. This is so important because we want to attack the enemy king. His weakness in this position, so we are going to attack him. He's exposed to attack, of course. Okay, so then a3. Maybe white is trying to push his pawns, I don't know with that, but black then first try to block those pawns and also to improve his pawn structure in some, maybe, I don't know if we enter in rook endgame, but probably black wants to avoid that. But if position is like that he must trade for at least one pawn to earn, probably that would be nice, and then he wants to be in advantage with his pawns to push them further. Okay, so rook e3, nothing is happening here with that move, so a4, we play that, then rook e4. After rook e4, we just want to protect our pawn on e4, and then our queen is free to go whenever we want. So rook d4 then, and of course Magnus wants to exchange the pieces, but we are not interested to trade, so because of that rook e6, of course, we need our pieces for attack. So queen f2, and then queen e8, and the game is practically over after that, because we have so powerful pieces now who is threatening to go on second or first rank. White can't protect both ranks, and he tried with king f1, of course, but then we can use third rank, which is tempo move for us because we are attacking the pawn. And now Magnus played maybe one losing move here, probably it's a losing move because he lost the game in just few moves. So rook d8. Again, he's trying to exchange the pieces. Probably better move was h4 instead of rook d8, but okay. Still, it's really difficult situation to play for white. So rook d8, again, he wants to trade the pieces here, but of course we are not interested about that. Then queen e4, and look at this. So now our pieces, it's totally on different side from beginning. So in beginning, our pieces are on our side, and the enemy pieces are really active, they are connected, and they want to attack our king. But now we have totally different situation. There is no coordination with enemy pieces. We are threatening checkmate here with, it's not checkmate, sorry, it will be just taking the queen, so we will take the queen on g1. But it's enough for us, of course, we can win the game. So after queen e4, Magnus played queen g2, and now indeed that happened, so we gave checkmate. So rook e1, and then Magnus resigned here because after king f2 we have queen e3 checkmate. So one, I could say, so simple lesson, but so important to understand, because sometimes you can enter in some, not end game, but something, you will exchange the pieces, and then you know that it will be good for you, because you understand position that if you see that the enemy king is weakness and you stay with heavy pieces on the board and your king is totally safe, that you have tremendous chance to win the game. So you just need to realize some things, and it's so easy to play chess then. Okay, thank you if you watched the whole video, and please subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.